All right, guys. Here we are. We're live today with a top producing agent that Wendy Sparks that just joined our team here at eXp, and she's now part of Honey Badger Nation. So she only knows a little bit about what Honey Badger Nation is all about, but she's learning as we go. And here's a little clip about Honey Badger Nation.
This is Honey Badger Nation,
where real estate agents from around the globe come together
to grow, collaborate,
and expand their business.
Where we take our individual fires and put them together and make one big fire.
This is the Honey Badger Nation.
All right, so here we are. We're with Wendy Sparks. She's been in the business only a few years, and she's killing it out there, and just joined us here. So welcome, Wendy.
Thank you.
Yep. So we'll talk to. We'd like to know, get started here. Like with what? Tell me about your real estate journey. Like, how did it all begin? How did you start?
Okay. So I guess the beginning, I would say I had a property preservation business, which we worked on foreclosure homes and whatnot. And that grew to the point that I needed help with that work. So when I refer to Stephanie Davis, for anyone who doesn't know, she's my niece. She's been in real estate for about 10 years now. So this was about three and a half years ago. I needed help. She was working a full-time job and doing real estate. And I could see the potential with her real estate. So I said, listen, leave your full-time job, come work for me, do whatever you need to do with your real estate, let that take off, and we'll go from there. So that lasted about 3 months or so. And she was doing so much real estate, she didn't have time for my business anymore. And so at that point, she's like, why don't you get your real estate license? And I literally said to her, I'm like 46 years old. All my friends are either in a home or they're not retiring yet. Like, who the heck am I going to sell real estate to? And so I did it anyway. And I jumped in with her and it took off. I did 18 transactions my first year. I really got thrown into it 3 months in because Stephanie fell off a ladder and broke her arm. So I had to jump right in and do her business. So it was a crazy ride the first year, but I learned a lot.
Good. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I remember when Stephanie broke her arm like that in multiple places. It wasn't like a little break.
Yeah, it was bad.
Pins and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. So how did you like the real estate business once you transitioned into it?
So love it. I love it. I'm actually upset with myself. I didn't do it sooner because I am such a people person. I love helping people and interacting with people. And that's really what it's all about. So it's it's definitely my thing.
Yeah, right. So how did you progress? So last year was your best year in real estate.
Right.
And, how many transactions did you do last year?
So I ended up doing 41 last year.
Right.
It was, of course, an amazing whirlwind year. But now that I have built up my base clientele, majority of my work is based off of other referrals from previous clients or friends and family. So that's wonderful because to me that's the biggest compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. So you did that all by yourself as a solo agent?
I did. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first year I worked under Stephanie. Her idea was let's do a team. I was going to get my Delaware license. She was going to get her PA license. I did get my Delaware license last year, but she ended up going into management. So that kind of, threw her plan off a little bit. But yeah, Stephanie basically, whatever she told me to do that first year, I just did. Like, she was an incredible agent and her and I have a very similar work and mind pattern. So we work great together. So I definitely attribute my success to her because, she taught me everything from the ground up.
Yeah. That's good. You had somebody to rely on for that.
Absolutely.
And so we have So you've only been in the business a few years,
Mm-hmm.
and you've only been at eXp for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the transition. So, what are some of the reasons that you left your previous brokerage?
So in the beginning, Stephanie and I always kind of talked about at some point either going out on our own, doing something. We didn't know exactly what, but having a little more freedom to do our thing. So some different things transpired this past year with my business being so busy. And honestly, one day I sat down and wrote down the numbers. And I'm like, okay, if I would have been with eXp in 2021, I would have been an Icon agent. I figured out, what was I getting from my current brokerage? What would I pay out of pocket for what I needed at eXp? And the numbers were staggering. I mean, I'm talking around, I would have made an additional probably $30,000. And that's just in commission. Then on top of that, the stock, because I would have Iconed. So I would have gotten that 16,000 back in stock.
Right.
And on top of that, anybody who eventually I sponsor down the road. And I'm like, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean, I was to a point where I did grow and I learned a lot from my previous brokerage, but I was to the point where I wasn't really growing with that brokerage any further. And when I got to a point where I felt like people were relying more on me, coming to me for questions and things, I'm like, why am I doing this and making so much less money? It just didn't make any sense to me. I like the independence. I like ordering my own customized signage and being able to, do things more on my own. So I always say every person has that certain brokerage or certain place that's going to work for them. And for some people, that's a perfect fit. For somebody like me, where I want to be more creative and grow on my own, I feel like eXp is going to be the perfect fit for me.
Yeah, I can see that in you already, that you've already opened up and started to take advantage of the systems and tools that we have.
Oh, yeah.
So where are you going to go from here?
Well,
Yeah.
Starting broker school next week.
Yep.
I guess it's one of those things to where when I was growing up, I had no real interest in school, but now that my kids are grown, I have a lot of free time now to focus on myself. So that's my next step is I start brokerage school in next week and hopefully finish that up by the end of May. And then who knows? I want to, I would like to grow a team eventually. So I'm just trying to focus on one thing at a time right now.
Mm-hmm.
That way, because that's going to be a lot to get through brokerage school and pass the test. So right now that's my focus. But my long-term goal is to definitely build a team.
Okay. Let's talk about your market, like just so you can get your word out to, the people that are watching that are, not in the real estate business that you're helping. So you primarily are in South Jersey. So
Yes.
Go ahead and expand on that a little bit.
Sure. So I cover primarily Salem County, Gloucester County, some of Camden County, and Cumberland. But I also have like I said, to have my Delaware license. I try to, stay more in Newcastle County. I try to stay within an hour of home. Which I'm in Mannington Township. I'm literally right in the smack dab middle of Salem County. And I've been here my entire life. So I do know the area pretty well. Our market is still through the roof. Perfect example, I have clients in Pennsville getting ready to list. And I look, check what's going on in the market. In Pennsville Township, 3-4 years ago, there could have been 160, 170 houses at any time live on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there's 33. So the supply and demand is there still. And I don't see this going away anytime soon. I feel like people have discovered Salem County. They never knew it really existed. So we're getting a lot of people down from New York, North Jersey, Philadelphia. And I've literally had clients say to me, this is like a little hidden gem down here. We have the waterfront homes and there's so much different art and culture things going on in this area. So it's become very popular. I love it. I can't say enough good stuff about Salem, or Salem County, South Jersey in general. So now is the time. Now is the time. If you're going to sell, now is the time.
Yep. Lots of open space in Salem County
Yeah.
and South Jersey in general, and
Yeah.
better quality of life, if you ask me. That's why we moved down here.
That's how and again, it's same as working at a brokerage. It's not for everyone. The number one question: how far is the closest grocery store?
Yeah.
Well, you might drive 20 minutes. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to, walk out in my yard and see open fields and, have a leisurely drive where you might get stuck behind a tractor.
Right.
Then
Right.
deal with city traffic and having a market, that you can walk to 5 minutes away. That's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. When we moved to South Harrison, which is almost in Salem County,
Yeah.
but it's in Gloucester, I used to call it tractor traffic. And
Yeah.
when you take just on the way to the kids' school, there was a dairy farm that, unfortunately, it's not a dairy farm anymore, but it is a horse farm. But the cows had to cross the road to
Yeah.
get to the pasture. So if you came at the wrong time, you had to wait for the cows to cross the
Yeah.
road.
That's how I grew up.
That was our traffic.
I had a farm I grew up on, and we had both sides of the road.
Uh-huh.
So it was a whole thing when the cows had to cross, when the pigs had to cross,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a different way of life, but it's clean country living. That's what somebody told me when I moved out here.
Yeah.
And I didn't move from that far away. I was in Camden County, but I moved down
Right.
to this area, and it's just a lot of a different mindset down here.
Yeah,
And,
it kind of slows the pace a little, but yet we're still close to New York City. We're still close to Philadelphia. It's 40 minutes to a major airport. That's
Right.
you
Right.
can get somewhere fairly quickly if you want to
Yep.
go.
And you can get to Delaware for tax-free shopping.
Yeah.
That's where we buy all of our big ticket items because it's not that far. And
Right.
and the reason it's attractive to a lot of people moving to this area is the price point. It's a lot lower price point.
Right.
I'd say your
And
average
taxes.
Yeah, your
Taxes
average
are a lot lower.
your average sale price is under 200. I know that if you did
Right. Mhm.
41 transactions, and I think you did about 7 million or 7.1 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's not the same as it is everywhere else. We
Right.
got people in eXp that are in Southern California, and their
Yeah.
average sale price is not under 100,000.
Yeah, they can do probably 2 or 3 transactions a year and make what I make.
Yeah, right. You do 7 million.
But this is what I say. I'd rather have the volume because that's just more people that will refer me to other people. If
Yeah.
I didn't do 40 a year and have 40 different clients, then I wouldn't have all the referrals that I have. And I love to work. I love everything about real estate. So I'm okay with that. I want to stay busy with it.
Yep. The more people you can help, that's what
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's the focus is helping people. It's
Yeah. And
know-
I seem to have a soft spot for older people. Always have. As a matter of fact, I deliver Meals on Wheels. I've been involved with that organization for a long time.
Mhm.
So I like to consider myself a full hands-on agent. Literally, if I list your house, I don't care if you need a septic installed. I don't care what inspections you need. I will literally do everything. I'll keep you in the loop the whole time, but I will make all the calls. I'll be there for all the appointments. I'll hold your hand the entire way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So good conversation. So if you need to reach out to Wendy, right in the ticker at the bottom, it's simple. She's South Jersey Sparks Group at gmail.com. That's the simplest way to get her. Obviously, you can get her on Facebook and Messenger and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking for real estate advice and you need a good agent, Wendy's definitely a go-to agent for this Salem County area and the surrounding areas. If you were an agent and you did a nice co-op with Wendy, put it in the notes. We'd love to hear from you. This is out on Facebook and LinkedIn and my YouTube channel. If you need to get a hold of me, you want to find out more about eXp, obviously you can go to Wendy, but you can also go to edenglish.me. You can book a call with me and find out more about the reasons why. So So Wendy, thanks for coming on today. It was great having you, and you know, I look forward to talking to you pretty much daily. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
We all work together here at eXp, and we collaborate all across the country with each other's ideas, and it's amazing. So it's a big change, you know, over here from where I came from as well. So thanks, Wendy. Have a great day. All right.
All right. Thanks, Ed. You too.
Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye-bye.